My family has a hardware store that my dad started in 1956. I grew up in the hardware store, cutting wood and helping customers so that they had a good experience in the store, and that was always a priority, is to make sure that we were taking care of the customers. With skiing as a kid, we had this tradition where we went to Brighton Ski Resort as a family every year for a week. And my dad would actually, with the hardware store, he would trade supplies with the owner of the cabin, and so it worked out pretty well. So we could trade hardware supplies for a week at staying at the cabin. You know, as a kid, we hit jumps, think we got like, tons of air, and we probably were only like 2 or 3 inches off the ground. But it was just the thrill of finding new areas to ski, going through trees and finding some little alley, and I don't know, something magical about it. My name is Chad Allred. I'm the founder of Allred Skis. I've been developing over the last 2.5 years or so. I live in Pleasant Grove now. I grew up in Pleasant Grove. I didn't make it very far away from home. So as I was thinking of things to do with my career, the hardware store was always an option. But I also enjoyed kinesiology and how the body works. And so I chose to go a different route and went into physical therapy. I got my MBA with the idea of using that as a stepping stone to get into more leadership roles. So I got into a position that I wanted to be in. Turns out that I was, sitting at a desk all day, and realized that I wanted to be more active. So in the spring, I got a backcountry set up, and in the process of finding a place to mount my bindings, the ski shop that I went to, the owner there had said that he started in a garage, and then he worked into this brick and mortar building. That all kind of triggered this process of, is there something that I can do with that? I researched how to build skis, and the idea of, getting my hands back into the sawdust, cutting wood, that was an attraction for me. My dad was a builder before the hardware store. My grandpa was a builder. That was kind of ingrained in me, that desire to get back into seeing sawdust fly. So the first piece of equipment that I purchased was a press. With that first piece of equipment, that's how Allred Skis was born. As far as the process of learning to build skis, I had a couple of resources. One was the guy that I bought the equipment from, but most of it was just starting out and trial and error. The first pair of skis that I laid out, the sidewalls didn't match up, so they didn't match up. And it took me about a year to where I felt like I had a product that I could put on the market that was quality and that people would purchase. Part of the vision is taking that old school craftsmanship and combining it with new technologies that's going to give you an incredible ride while still building every ski by hand here in our garage, doing it in a sustainable way from start to finish, from harvesting the wood to sharpening the edges and putting the final coat of wax on and shipping it out.